Hi, I'm Nicole and thank you so much for being here. Today we are going to do some Christmas preparations, and in particular we are going to talk about advent calendars. I grew up in Germany. We have a huge amount of Christmas traditions. We have beautiful Christmas markets, everything twinkle lights and you know, what you really want in a good Christmas movie. And one of those things is also advent calendars. When I was little we had like paper ones like these. These are actually little cards that my grandparents sent. I used to have these too when I was little, and I just wanted to show you these ones because I think they are so cute. So they're just a little card that you can stand on your mantle, or if you don't have that, wherever. And every day you can open a little door and it's just got a little picture, like a Christmassy picture there. And I think they are just the absolute cutest things. We used to buy our kids advent calendars, or sometimes I made some as well. Last year we had Lego ones, which are really fun, but they do get more expensive every year. And you know, I have to buy two. So this year I wanted to do something a little bit differently. I don't want to overload them with presents either. I know they get stuff from the grandparents and from us, so you know, they don't need any more. So this year we're going to make our own calendar. And I have a few different things that I want to put in. So I wanted to show you what we do. So first of all, I'm going to talk to you about what I'm going to put in, and then I'll show you how I package it. So I'm going to give you the instructions on the packaging more today, but if you want some ideas of what to put in, which will be some activities, but I also have a big list of stuff that I've done before where it's just things that you can buy, so it's a little bit more straightforward maybe for some people, but I'll put all of those on my website, and I might be able to put some in the description as well down below. Alright, so what we're putting in this year is a good amount of books that we already have. We've got about sort of just under 10, probably somewhere around there, Christmas books that we've collected over the years. Op shops are really great for that. I found quite a few last year for very little money. I recommend going to your library. They have loads of these things that you can at least borrow and read and then return. Same for Christmas movies. Which brings me to the second bit. I've got a few Christmas movies that we're going to watch that I bought, but again, as I said, we also borrowed some from the library because they really have a really good amount that you can have for free basically. So consider going there. Op shops, libraries, I think are always really great for little things, stocking stuffers, craft stuff, books, especially kids books and stuff like that. Now the second thing, or the next thing I'm going to put in is some chocolates. Classic, don't need any explanation. And the last thing we're going to do is some tokens that I made in Canva. So first I have these guys here, they're little movie tickets that will go in with the DVDs. And then I've made these little tokens. They are pretty basic, just in Canva. And on the back I've written down all the activities we're gonna do. So we've got like mail Christmas cards out, or watch the lights be switched on, decorate the windows, make some Christmas cards for the neighbors and stuff like that. As I said, these are all things that we would normally want to do anyway, but oftentimes forget because we just forget, you know. And for these ones I'm gonna make these little envelopes in different colors, and yes, that's it. And we're gonna package our chocolate a little bit like this, and I'm gonna show you how to do that as well. Now I'm gonna show you what we need for it, and then we're gonna get started. Alright, let's get started. Now first we're gonna make some of our envelopes. I have already cut out some of the paper. As I said, it is 14.5, or you can do 15 centimeters by 15 centimeters. And this will be where I put in my little tokens. So we're going to take our paper and we're going to gently fold it in half just to mark the middle. So you just have to sort of press this down a little bit and then just fold it again the other way and press it down a little bit, and then you have a little mark cross in the middle. And then you take two edges and the points go into the middle where you've just made your mark, and you fold that down really nice and hard. And then you do the opposite side and fold that into the middle as well. And these are the sides of our envelope. All right, next we're going to fold the top. Now what I like to fold it a little bit over, which means that I'm not folding it right on the corner. I'm folding it a little bit further down, just a few millimeters, to make it go over the middle bit a little bit more neatly. So I'm folding it down here. All right, and you can see I've folded it just a little bit over here, and this is going to be the flap of our envelope, so the opening and closing. All right, now unfold this again, and we're going to do the bottom. Now the bottom tip of this triangle needs to touch the fold that we've just made. So you're going to pull it up so it just meets that here, and then line it up to make it nice and straight on the sides, and fold that down. Okay, now we're going to open this bottom part again, and we're going to fold it in here. So just fold it in where you've just folded it, and then up and fold that bit down. And then we do it on the other side as well. And fold that bit down as well. So you can see I have just folded down this bit here. And that will then go like this. This is now our envelope, and we're almost done already. So the next bit we're gonna do is in the middle, we're gonna just fold this down a bit so that it lines up nicely and neatly with that bit in the middle here. Now you can cut these off. So you can unfold it and cut this off, or you can leave it. I like to do a bit of half and half just to make it look a little bit nicer. So I cut half of it off because my double-sided tape that I'm using is quite large, so I can tape this down as well. Now we need some double-sided tape or glue. Glue is fine as well. And we are going to, so because I've cut half of it off, I'm just going to attach it to that bit because that's much easier. And then cut it off here. And then I'm going to take off my little this is the hardest part of using double-sided tape, I think, just taking that off. Okay, and then I'm folding that over. There we go. Stick it down, and then we're going to do the same on the other side as well. Just on the edge, or if you fold it over, you can just go over it as well. And fold that back on itself as well. And then we've got two lovely sticky edges. And we just need a little bit more at the tippy top. So I've just got a small piece that I'm just gonna put here because we want to fold this down as well, and nice and neatly. Alright, so now what we're going to do is fold this over on itself. So we're going to make up the envelope now, but be careful not to stick this bit down. Alright, so we're going to fold this up here and there, and then on the fold that we've made here, we're going to tuck this inside. There we go. And there is our lovely little envelope, and that was super quick and easy. Now I can put my movie ticket in here and then seal it up and write my number on the back. And next we're going to do our Freddos, and for that we also need a piece of paper, which should be, you can use the same size, so 14.5 or 15 by 15 centimeters, and we can trim that a little bit down when we are done with it. And what we need for that is also our sewing machine and those scissors with this kind of pattern, just to decorate it afterwards a little bit. And if you want to hang any of your stuff, you'll also need some string. So we're going to take our paper, and if you want to wrap anything other than a chocolate, then you just need to make sure that what you put into your paper is going to be covered. There's going to be about 2 centimeters on the both ends here, and a similar amount here, so we can sew it down. Alright, now the first thing we're going to sew is this edge here, and then the second thing we're going to sew is one of those edges here. Leave the bottom one open so we can slide our chocolate in, and then we're also going to finish that in a slightly different way. Alright, so after we've sewn this long part, it is best to then go ahead and trim it with these scissors if you want to go for that particular look. Alright, once you've cut this, you're now going to sew one of those edges as well. Alright, once you're done with that, you've got a little bag, you're going to put your chocolate in there. And now we're not just going to sew across here, we are going to actually fold it. And we're going to fold it this way. So from here, we are going to just meet these two edges. And sew across here as close to your chocolate as you can. And that's it already. Now we're going to trim some of this thread off, and then we're going to again cut with our decorative scissors along those two edges. And then we are ready. Now you can write down a number for your advent calendar if you want to hang it in a tree, or use it just as a normal parcel. You can pop a little string through here like I've done with this one. And that's it. That's our second one down. Alright, and the last thing we're going to do is wrap our books. Now, you probably know how to wrap stuff, but if you don't, I'm just going to show you how I do it. I like to do it nice and neat. A really great tip is if you have bulky or unshapely gifts. So if I was to wrap this, for example, I'd put it in a box. So if you have small delivery boxes from Amazon or similar, great are also shoe boxes. Sometimes in the olden days, excuse me, you could go to the shoe shops and just ask them for empty boxes. They sometimes have them in the back. I haven't tried that for a really long time, so don't take my word for it. But they might look at you funny, but they might give you some boxes as well. My mom always had them from her work. She had like A4 sort of sized boxes. Those are great. You can just chuck anything in there, and then you have a nice shaped box, rectangle to wrap, which makes it a lot easier than trying to come up with random ones. All right, so let's go do some wrapping. All right, the first thing we need is a bit of space and our wrapping paper. I'm gonna use this craft paper. If you don't know how to measure, what you can do is you pop what you're wrapping down like this, and then you can, in my case, there's a little space here, so I'm gonna you give it a bit of a gap in the bottom, a few centimeters, and a bit of a gap at the side, and then you just kind of flip it over, and then you know how much you need. So I've got plenty left here. And for the sides, now I'm gonna cut with, again, a bit of space. Okay, now I've got my paper. I'm not going to do it like this and start there. I'm actually going to start in the middle because I want it to look nice and neat, and I want to hide all of the things in the back. So what I like is to put the face down onto where the pretty face is going to be. And then I'm going to wrap it like this. Now you can trim, you can see I've got quite a lot of paper, so I could have just cut off some. So I'm not going to cut it off, so I'm gonna leave it like this, and I'm gonna use this edge here to make it nice and neat and fold it over a little bit. So we've got a nice clean edge, especially when you're wrapping the side that you have cut. They are not always nice and neat because I can't cut straight, so we're gonna do it like this. And then we're gonna make this here nice and straight, nice and tight, and hold it. And then you're gonna fold this one over, and there you have the first bit. Now you need a little bit of tape to secure that. I do need more than 3 pieces of tape. Lovely, look, my cat's also deposited some wonderful cat hair right here. I'm gonna take that off. All right, so this is now secured, and we can work on the rest. Now this is a bit of an unsightly edge. What you can do is you can trim it, or you can just fold it up and make it disappear. So I like to fold it up. So you're pushing it down here. So this is the edge of my book, and I'm touching the table. And I'm gonna go to this side here, and then we're gonna fold it in like that and make this fold down. And then we're gonna fold the corner in on the other side as well, like that. And we're going to do the same trick we did before. We're going to fold the excess over a little bit. So we've got one nice and neat edge here. And then we're going to take the whole flap and fold it over like this onto the back. And now that's nice and neat. We're going to secure it with some more tape. And you can take as little as or as much tape as you want. My father-in-law prides himself on using as much tape as he possibly can. So, you know, and we're gonna do that on the same thing on the other side now. So we're gonna push it down, so we got the edge here nice and neat. And we're gonna fold the first corner down. And then we're gonna fold the other corner down like that. And then this bit here that looks a little bit unsightly, we're gonna just fold that over. So we've got a nice neat edge. There we go. And then we're going to bring that up over our present and secure it with one piece of tape. And there we go. Now we've wrapped our beautiful, oops, sorry. Now we've wrapped our beautiful present, in this case a book, and it looks nice and neat from the back, and it looks nice and neat from the front. So we can now add some ribbon or a gift tag or both. And there's different ways of putting the ribbon across as well. So one way is your classic. You start on the front with one, have a bit of excess on that side, and then you turn your book around, right? And on the back you cross that over and go over the other ones. And then you tie that up into, you don't even have to do with this ribbon, you don't even have to do a bow. You just tie it together with a knot, and then you curl it. All right, and then there's another way of wrapping it that I want to show you as well, just to be a little bit different. So you can do that. You go over the edge like this, and then you wrap it around the back like that, which will look like this here. All right, and then we go back here, and I'm gonna cut this a bit now, and we're gonna, you can see they're uneven. No, you can't, but these are uneven, so I'm just gonna pull this a little bit. There we go. And then I'm just gonna do a double knot. I'm gonna curl it where you can use the inside, like one of the blades of your scissors. Make sure you use the underside. If it's like got, like here, this one has like a shimmery side and a matte side, use the matte side on your scissors and just pull it like that. And then it curls. I remember doing that a lot when I was younger, when I was a kid. And sometimes when you overdid it, it would just straighten itself out again, which is really annoying. And there we have it. This is one of the books that's going into my advent calendar, and I'm just going to show you how I'm setting it up as well. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this and learned something new. Now you've got a few more ideas on packaging up your sleeve. And if you want some ideas on what to put into your advent calendars, make sure you check out my blog. I've just got a plain old list there of all the things I used to put in and all the things I'm putting in this year. It's a mix of different things, activities, things you can buy, and some other ideas. So make sure to check it out, and come back for some more Christmas crafts next week. I'll see you soon. Thank you. Bye.